make these videos with Corona, but now you have your own alcohol brand, you might as well just do it, right? Hey, LeBron, baby. Soon to be in the US. I love the taste of this thing. How are you doing, my G's? I hope everybody's doing really well. As you guys can tell, this is quarantine content. There's nothing we can do about it. I know that a lot of people say, why don't you just go on a drive and do this? I don't want to put the doctors in any jeopardy. I don't want to put the cops in any jeopardy. I don't want to get into an accident by any chance with my fucking luck, which, by the way, I'm about to tell you a story and you'll understand why my luck is so bad. I don't want to touch it. I want to be at home. I'm going to try to make as many videos about cars and around cars as possible. And also, obviously, we're going to throw in baking bakes in there. We're not only going to bake, we're going to cook at some point. But for now, we're going to do some of this, some Let's Talk About Cars, and some other content that comes to mind with cars around it, because I missed you guys. I wanted to have this format. I wanted to nail it. And I know that this is going to be here for a long time. So might as well get it done. And in today's video, what I wanted to do is share a story with you, take you back to good old story time with Alejandro, and take you with me to the wonderful times where I put myself almost under bankruptcy because I wanted to buy my first Ferrari. This is what a Ferrari collector would wear. And let me tell you exactly how that went down. So, back in 2009, I don't know if you guys remember something that happened in 2008. The second worst recession of all time in the United States was going on. Alejandro was a young filmmaker, entrepreneur. I was flying high, let's just say that. I was very happy where I was with my work. I was very happy where I was in my life, living in my apartment with my girlfriend, Belen, who we had just met. And you know, things were going really nicely. So that was going on in my life back then, at the brink of this huge recession, which was happening right there and then. And your boy got a movie financed for some other people with Natalie Portman in Korean group, and I got a big commission from it. It was not big enough to me go buy the Ferrari cash or the car cash, but it was big enough to make a down payment and make some payments, right? So here comes Alejandro. I was so excited. Every single time I have free time, I used to go to dealerships, but this is the time where I was going to a dealership to pick up my first supercar. I knew it that day. I knew it. Worst case scenario, I was gonna go to Mercedes-Benz and buy a Mercedes because I knew at Mercedes I can get anything I wanted because I had that beautiful relationship with Yvonne already going. So I figured, worst case scenario, I'm gonna be able to go to Mercedes and not come back empty-handed. But my first try is and will be, I'm gonna go to a Ferrari dealership right now and try to get that car, because to me, the first car I ever wanted, the supercar I ever wanted, was a Ferrari. I made a promise to myself that that was gonna be the case, and I did it. So here comes Alejandro with his beautiful check, recession full on going on, or like all the way, like heading down as fast as possible, and I'm going there, see if I can buy a car. I told Belen, listen, I'm gonna be gone all day, I have to work. I can't remember what bullshit excuse I told her, to be honest with you, but I was gonna go and just bring it back and surprise her, because that was gonna be awesome, right? Like just take her to dinner and be like, babe, here's the new Ferrari that I just got, or whatever car that I'm getting. It's gonna be incredible. The first stop that I decided to make was at a Ferrari dealership. So I went to a Ferrari dealership and I walked in. And as I walk in, by the way, I feel cocky, I'm ready, I'm good, I got money, I can do this. But at the same time, I might have looked like that on the outside, which probably not now thinking about it. I was really shitting my pants at the same time. So it was like the fucking cocky guy, but inside there's like a puppy that's crying, that doesn't know what's going on, that wants his mommy back. Like, I have no idea how I'm gonna do this, how it's gonna work, if they're gonna approve the financing, what the fuck is gonna happen. But you know what? We might as well try where the dream is. So I walk into this Ferrari dealership, all ready, looking at all the cars. And then the woman at the entrance goes, excuse me, sir, who normally helps you with your cars? And I go, oh my God, they think I'm a customer. No, I was terrified. When she said that, I was like, help me, get the fuck out of here. No one helps me here. I was like, and as soon as I turn around to like make up a bullshit whatever, a guy goes, I'll help him. And I go, damn. People said that Ferrari dealerships were like mean and like confrontational and they didn't want to get a deal done. This guy was like on it. I was like, damn, all right, let's do this, man. He goes, hey man, how are you? Great to meet you. Walk you around. What are you looking for? What is it that you want? And I go, listen, at that time, the cheapest car in their lineup was the 430, the Ferrari 430. And they had the Ferrari 430 Spiders.
It's a Ferrari day!
And I said, to be honest with you, after looking at all the inventory there, because Ferrari dealerships are not that big, I said, I would like to see that 430 Spider that you have, a black on black, beautiful, beautiful spec. The guy goes, my man, you have good taste. And I'm like, wow, the Ferrari guys tell me I have good taste in cars. Anyways, So he shows me the car, has a price tag on it, and I believe they were asking $240,000. So I go, listen, I don't need to look at anything else. I want this car. I want this car, but I'm only willing, this is tough negotiating, Alejandro, back then, with cars. I'm only willing to give you $220,000. The guy said no. And I was like, okay, acceptable, Ferrari. He goes into the spiel about Ferrari doesn't need to do discounts, you know? Everybody comes to us because they want to have the best car in the world. I was like, I understand, that's why I'm here, I want one. And the guy's like, but I can give it to you for $240 and promise you that one day you'll be able to get a new car, because obviously the car I was buying was used. You'll be able to buy a new car without having to be in line. And I was like, I'll do it. We go into his office, we sit down. First of all, I don't know how the fuck I'm gonna finance this car. I don't know who's gonna help me with this. I don't even know who's gonna insure it because I've never insured a car like that. So I was pretty worried about all this situation. We sit down, and like clockwork, the dude gets a phone call. He gets all red, goes outside, comes back fucking like, you can tell the dude like was told some really bad shit on the phone. He came back and he's just pretending like everything's fine. He's like, all right, let's do this. Everything is good. We're you and me, buddy. You and me, we're gonna enjoy ourselves. You know why? Because that was on the phone, my wife, and she's telling me that she's leaving me and she's gonna divorce me. And I was like, oh no. And the guy just fucking went on a rant about his wife and the fuck what she did and where they lived and what. And I was like, sir, I'm just trying to make this deal work. Is there anything you can do? Oh, no, fuck that. You know what? We're gonna enjoy ourselves. We're gonna go out and drive every single one of these cars. I'm like, okay. Mind you, I didn't drive shit. The dude drove every single one of them while he told me the story of his fucking wife leaving him, which, again, I had no business knowing or even wanting to know. And at some point, he was like, all right, dude, it's 5 o'clock. We've been driving cars up and down the block. I've heard all the stories about your wife and all the problems that she's got. Is there anything we can do to get back to the dealership and just try to close this deal? He's like, oh man, of course. I'm sorry. I'm getting carried away. After you pick up the car, we'll go and have dinner. I'm like, yeah, we'll have dinner. Sure. I just wanted to get the fuck over it, right? I mean, who hasn't lied in those situations? Don't fucking pretend you're Mother Teresa, you son of a bitch. Sorry, just remembering is getting me. It must be the mezcal too. Anyways, so we get back to his office and the dude sits down and I go, there's no way I'm gonna be able to afford this. I can't pay cash, I need to finance the car. And I did the math, there's no way I'm gonna be able to afford the payments. And he goes, what? No. Ferrari will finance you. And I go, what's the difference? He goes, they can give you a 7 or, I can't remember if it was an 8-year lease, a 7, 8, or 12-year lease. It was something crazy. It was not a lease, it was financing. And I go, what? And he goes, yeah, we can do that. All you need to do is have this much for the down payment. And I had enough for the down payment, and those payments weren't that bad. The amount of time that I was gonna be making those payments were terrible, but it was about 35% of the money that I was making fixed every month, and then if I made something extra on a commission or anything was extra, right? So it was a pretty risky move, but I said, you know what? Fucking YOLO me the fuck out of here, son. Give me this car at full price in the worst recession the US has ever seen. I'm taking it home because I'm impressing my girlfriend, who one day will be my wife. So I get the car, I'm happy. You guys, you've never seen a fucking happier guy drive home. I really thought in my mind, 50 Cent and Diddy and Dr. Dre, they were all sitting in the car with me, patting me in the back and being like, Alejandro, you're the man now. You've arrived. Can't wait to hang out with you in real life, Alejandro. I was like, fuck yeah, this is gonna be incredible. I drive the car to the apartment where we lived. Yeah, I was the guy with the Ferrari in an apartment building. Have you ever seen the picture of the guy that has a house this big and 3 parking spots? That was your boy. Same shit. Oh shit, the battery. Anyways, so I get home and I get home to my apartment and I'm thinking, man, I fucking did it. I parked my Ferrari by the elevator. I get into my apartment and I grab the Ferrari key and I put it in the key holder, which is right by the door. So I had my Mercedes key, which is a car that I had, Belen's key, and the Ferrari key. So I put it in there. I'm thinking, I'm not gonna tell her, I'm gonna have her see it, and then she's gonna be like, oh my God, Alejandro, I can't believe you did this. You are the man. Let's make out and let's do this, right? So that's what I'm thinking is gonna happen. So I'm talking to her, we're going back and forth. She's like, how was your day? It seemed like you were gone for a long time. I was like, yeah, it was bad, but I like that smile, like everything is gonna be great. You know when you're holding a surprise? So I was like that. I was really bad. I'm also really terrible at holding surprises. So at some point, Belen turns around, looks at where the keys are, and goes, what is this? She goes, grabs it, Here goes. Imagine how you would feel, like how proud you would be, like, yeah, this is our car now, babe. Like, we're gonna go fucking rock and roll in this 430. That's how I was feeling. She looks at the key and goes, what is this? You gotta be joking, right? And I'm thinking, wow, she really can't believe it. I'm like, yeah, I just went and bought a Ferrari. And she straight up started crying. Like, straight up. And I was like, whoa, I can't believe she's that impressed with the fact that I got a Ferrari. Wow, I really love this chick. She really likes cars. And then finally she catches her breath while crying and she goes, I just don't understand. How did you just go and buy this car? Out of nowhere. We live in an apartment. Are you a drug lord, a drug dealer? Just tell me now. And I'm like, what the fuck? How did we escalate from like, I got a new car to like, I'm a drug lord now or a drug dealer? What the fuck? She's like, I just don't understand how you make the money to do this. I know that you work in movies, but you haven't made. I'm like, it's not that I make money only when I go make the movie. I only make commissions. You know that. I told you that I was getting this. And she goes, I know, but the car is so expensive. Ferrari, Alejandro. I was like, so what? So whatever. As this is going on, I'm thinking, whatever. She's gonna get through this because clearly it's not like I'm a drug dealer. She's gonna get through this and everything is gonna be fine. Just give her some time. I had that car for fucking 2 months. 2 months. And you know how many times Belen got in that car? Twice. And you know how many times she hated the car when she was in it? Twice. It was the worst, most disappointing thing I've ever done in my life with cars. It was terrible, and it was too loud, and it was everything that she hated in the car in one car. Obviously, we didn't know each other the way we know each other now, and she lets me like do my fucking dumb shit left and right, which is greatly appreciated and understandable. But that was my first experience putting myself almost in bankruptcy so that I can afford a Ferrari that I had to sell 2 months later in the worst financial meltdown the world had ever seen, or at least in modern history. So, how do you think your first experience buying a supercar will be or was? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm really curious to know because I can't be the only guy with this type of luck. There's no way. Although I did have a McLaren that just burned out. All right, never mind. Anyway, you guys, I hope everybody's doing really well. I miss you. Hope everybody's great. And Aileron soon will be in the United States. Aileron. Come on, be classy, guys. Be classy. See you guys later. Have a good one.